Hello everyone, welcome you all to ICSE class 10th History and Civics classes with AARU. Yes, in this video we are going to discuss about that first war of Indian independence 1857. So in previous video we discussed, I completed lesson or explanation about political causes of that war of Indian independence. So in this video I will explain about that socio-religious causes. So what about that socio-religious causes, how that social customs and all, how that Britishers dominated over the society or Indian society, how it has become one of the most important reasons to the part of rise voice against the British domination or the ruling. So one by one we can discuss here. So first one, interference with social customs. So interference with social customs means nothing, interfere in the part of the customs and tradition, the social belief of Indians here. So British reforms interfered with Indian traditions. So with the part of that, the British introduced some of the reformation activities like abolition of sati, encouraged widow remarriage. So these all the reformation done by the Britishers here. So especially socio-religious causes, it has begun or it has started by the Orthodox Indians, we can call it. So Orthodox Indians means when that Britishers decided to reform the Indian society, like abolition of sati or encourage the widow remarriage and all. So Orthodox Indians were not ready to accept the reformation done by the British government or Britishers here. That's why they started to raise the voice against the Britishers here. So they thought that Orthodox Indians believed in the part of that. So Britishers were trying to destroy Indian culture and the religion. So in one manner we can consider that the reformation of Indian society good to the Indian itself, but how that Orthodox started to think about means they Britishers trying to destroy Indian culture or the religion like that. So it has become one of the important reason. So next, apprehension about modern innovation. So apprehension about modern innovation means nothing. So Britishers started to introduce some of the different modern innovations like that railways, telegraphs, even postal services. So this is all introduced by the Britishers here. So when that Britishers started to introduce the modern innovation to India, it has created fear and suspicion among the Indian itself. So why it has created fear among the Mantandra? So they believed that these changes were meant to spread the Christianity and weaken the traditional belief of Indians. So one of the example we can discuss here means regarding that railway system also introduced by the Britishers here. So how that Orthodox Indians thought about that introduction of railways means in the part of that railway compartments, higher caste and the lower caste were made to sit side by side. So they started to think about this harmful to the part of the caste system of the Indian society like that. So these kind of the inconvenience created by the modern innovation. So most commonly Indians raise voice against the Britishers. So next one, policy of racial discrimination. So policy of racial discrimination means nothing here. Indians were treated as inferior by the Britishers, means dominated by the Britishers, means Indians completely given one of the lower ranks. So they treated themselves as one of the superior. Britishers treated themselves as superior here. That's why this has created as a lot of different discrimination here. So discrimination in the part of that administration system, discrimination held in the part of the army, recruitment of the army, totally higher opportunities reserved to the part of the Britishers and lower positions given to the Indians. So this also created discontent among the Indians here. So next one, corruption in administration. So corruption in administration means unfair practices by the Britishers. So unfair practices by the Britishers means nothing. So East India Company has appointed different officials to manage the administration system in different provinces. So what about the work of that appointed officials means they should take care about the provinces or administer the provinces very well. So after some of the years and all, after some of the times they started to, that British officials started to misuse their powers, and there were no justice to the Indians here. So justice means only that is favor to the part of the Europeans and all, so no justice to the part of Indians. So common people suffered due to dishonest practices and lack of fair treatment. So this also has become another one of the important reason. So next one, oppression of the poor. So oppression of the poor means nothing. On that time, poor means peasants, artisans, some of these kind of the class people comes under the part of poor category of Indian society. So how that poor suffered under the part of Britishers means heavy taxes imposed on that people, peasants or the artisans and all. So exploitation of the poor people, even the traditional industries and all completely ruined under the part of the Britishers. Why? Because they were not able to fight against to the British manufactured or British established industries and manufactured goods. That's why. So poverty condition of the Indians has increased due to the part of that, and unemployment also created. So it also has become another one of the reason. So next one, activities of missionaries. So activities of missionaries means nothing. Christian missionaries to India. So Christian missionaries has taken permission by the East India Company and they entered to India on that time. So when that Christian missionaries entered to India, they started to introduce their religion, their customs and all. So when that Christian missionaries openly criticized that Indian religion and customs and tried to establish their religious belief and customs in India, so it has created one of the dissatisfaction among the Indians like that. So people feared that the British government supported to convert to the part of Christianity, means it causing to the part of the decline of the Hinduism or some other different religion of Indian society. So next one, fear regarding Western education. So fear regarding Western education means nothing. So Western education means English education, so introduced by the Britishers here. So earlier, before the entry of the Britishers, Indians were following the traditional method of education. So very good example, Gurukula system and all. So education system reserved to the part of few category of the society or few families of the societies and all. So girls were completely neglected from the education or getting education in the society. So these kind of the education system was existing before the entry of the Britishers. But when that Britishers started their ruling system, they decided to introduce the Western education system. So Western education system is learning Western culture and the ideas here. So when that Western culture and ideas started to teach us the educational or teach under the part of the educational educational institutions and all, so many Indians believe that traditional education and religious values would disappear because of it like that. So they started to get the fear about the Western education system, and that Indians tried to protect and preserve their traditional and religious belief of the society, Indian society. So next one, taxing religious places. So taxing on religious places. Religious places means nothing here. Temples, mosques and all, some of the religious lands. So these all we are calling it as the religious places. So why that taxing on the religious places has causing to the part of rise of this revolt of 1857 means we can observe that. So earlier that administration of the Britishers, many different Indian dynasty and rulers ruled over many different Indian provinces. So when they were ruling over the different provinces, they contributed to the development of the religious places, means there were no taxation to the religious places and all. They were collecting taxes from the common people or the persons and all, so that tax amount was investing to the part of the development of the religious places. But in this time, in the part of the British administration, this concept has completely changed. That Britishers started to impose the heavy tax on the religious places and all. So religious places, when the religious places, taxation started to collect from the religious places, it hurt the religious feeling of the Indians. That's why most commonly they raise the voice against the Britishers. Yeah, okay. So these all are what we discussed, socio-religious causes of first war of Indian independence. So again, I'm telling you, in your exam point of view, so in the part of that each causes of that, it may be the political causes, socio-religious causes and all, economic causes, military causes, whatever. But causes is one of the most important topic to the your board examination and all. And another one of the thing I want to say to you means, in your textbook and all, more than 8 or 10 different causes mentioned. So based on your board examination, just make it perfect, only 4 to 5 points enough. So minimum 4 to 5 points if you are making perfect means it's very enough to your board examination. So focus like that. Thank you for watching. Please share and subscribe for more classes, and I will be with you till the part of board examination. Thank you all.